Yeah, hi. I've gone out and bought myself a little camera. I'm sure you're familiar with these. This little tiny Mobius camera, the little keychain one. This is going to go onto my Walkera QRX 350. Now, as you can probably gather, doesn't really mount the best with this sort of form factor. So what I've done, I've gone out and also bought a little kit from Hobby King. It's the little doobawacky, what do we call it? Let's open it up and see what the instructions are here. It's called the, oh yes, the Mobius to GoPro FR4-4 conversion case. Very, very exciting stuff. Now, to make life a little bit easier, what I've done is, rather than do an unboxing, I'm quite certain you're familiar with those sort of things, I've just made life a little bit easier and outlaid everything on a bit of white paper to start with. Now, according to the instructions here, we should have a, what do they call it, a Kapton tape, 4 of them. I'm assuming that's what they are. We've got foam tape by 3. We've got an extension cable for the camera, 1. We've got 8 little screws. We've got 4 aluminium supports. We've got 4 mounts. We've got over here, we've got 1 bottom plate. We've got 1 top plate. 1 back panel. 1 right panel. 1 front plate, or 1 front panel I should say, and 1 left panel. Now that's according to the instructions, so all nicely laid out, and as you can see there, that's what you get. Now, rather than be boring and sort of pull bits and pieces apart, because it does give instructions on how to disassemble the camera, rather than do that online, what I'll do, I'll just simply strip it apart, and as we go along I'll show you the bits and pieces to make life a little bit quicker. I've opened the case. 2 little screws to be taken out of this area here, and I've disconnected the battery, as you can see. And the next thing is to take out the little circuit board. Now there's some screws in here, so you've got 1, 2, 3 I can see. There's probably another one hidden in there somewhere, so there's 3 little screws that I can see at this moment, and I'll take them out next. The 3 little screws, so it's the 3 that I pointed out before, so 1, 2 and 3, so they're the 3 that have to be undone. And then pull out that centre bit there. Now I will pull the instructions out next, and we'll see what we've got to do next. Now, according to the instructions, I now have to take out the plastic buttons, metal plate along with the silver sticker and thermoconductive silicon pad from the original Mobius instructions. We just pop these out, so that comes out pretty easy. I've already popped that out to make it a bit simpler, so it comes out of the case very, very easily. That's your little bit there and the little rubber button, so that was quite simple. Now the next bit of instructions, let's see what it says here. Using camera from Mobius case by lifting the, unplug the camera from the Mobius case by lifting the cable lock. Okay, well, we'll find the cable lock, and well, that's what I'll do next. So we'll see what happens here. Okay. Okay, so lift the cable lock, just a little bit of a nudge on the back there, and there she is, and out it comes. Okay, that was pretty straightforward. Now we put that down, and the next step is to start to assemble front panel with aluminium supports and screws in 4 corners. Okay, well, let's do that. Now, as I was just looking at the instructions, we're up to doing this at the moment, and just as I was about to put the screws and the little supports in, I had a look at the little plate here. Now you can sort of see quite easily when you turn it over, you've got countersinks on one side, so obviously that's the side the screw goes in. So that's a handy little thing to notice. I'll do that next, and we'll put the little supports in, then we'll continue on. So here we are, we're at the next stage, the little support brackets are all nicely positioned. Let's see what is required next from the instructions. Let's have a look here. Step number 4. Okay, what do we got? We have place metal plate along with silver sticker and thermoconductor silicon pad to the inner side of the front panel. I think that sounds easy enough. Let's do it. So here we go. We've got that little bit done. It's just sitting in there at the moment. So let's see what our next bit of instructions are. We are now up to step number 5. Insert camera part to front panel as shown. Okay, well, let's have a crack at that and see what it looks like. Just having a little look at the camera, and I notice you got silver on one side and then you got the ribbon cable on the other. When we look at the instructions, you can see the silver is towards the button side, so that would indicate then if we're inserting it round the other way, so the silver, which is that side, the other cable thread through the top, and there we go, that's in position now. Oh well, so much for that. Let's see what the next bit of instructions are. Put that down without it falling out everywhere. Okay. And what have we got next? We have got to place original Mobius buttons onto the inside of front panel as shown. Okay, that's fairly straightforward. So we lift you up without dropping it, and in they go. Okay, as shown. Yep, it's a cake, not a drama. Okay, let's see what we got to do next then. Okay, so far it's going together reasonably well. Now we're up to step number 7. Connect extension cable to Mobius PC. Use Captain Tape to protect connections. Okay, that'll be interesting. It's not showing us where to put the tape. Oh well, we'll find out in a second, eh? Let's have a go at it. Let's get this little bit here connected. Fairly straightforward. Again, if you look at it, you've got black backing on one side. You've got your metal connectors on the other. Obviously, if you pop it in that way, if you pop it in the other way, it's not meant to be. So she just slides in with a bit of theory, a bit of luck, and when you're trying to work behind a camera, it's not the easiest, and it doesn't want to do it. Isn't that amazing? There it is, in she goes. Pops in there, snap down lock. Okay, she's locked in place. The bit that's got me though is we've got these little sticker thingies, these Captain Tapes. I've got absolutely no idea where you're supposed to put them. According to the instructions, we're meant to, let's see what it says. It says over here, it says connect extension cable to Mobius PCB. Use Captain Tape to protect connections. Interesting. Which connections are we talking about, I wonder? I'll have to have a bit of a think about this one, because there's nothing showing you in any of the photos where it goes. Interesting. Okay, I'll get back to you. Captain Tape, the only thing I could think of would be let's talk about protecting the connectors. I'm assuming that's where it goes. Look, I could be totally wrong. I've got no idea. It's not the clearest of instructions, but I'm guessing that would be the best spot for it at this point. So we'll assume that's right. I can always come back and move it if it's not. Now let's go to the next instruction. Okay, and it says assemble top and bottom panels as shown, apply glue if necessary. Okay, top and bottom panel, glue. Oh, that's something I haven't got. So we'll have to assemble it without it and see how it goes. The first bit went together quite easily. There's no glue on this one. Popped in quite nice, holds in okay. The second one, well, I had no choice. Had to glue it because of the end one. There's no way I could get that to stay in position. So, oh well, not too bad. Just happened to have a little bit of the old Sally's glue that I used earlier on. I didn't think I had any left, but there you go. So it seems to be holding together quite well at the moment. Now on to the next bit of instructions. What have we got next? We've got connect camera to extension cable. Seems easy enough. Let's have a crack at that, eh? Okay, as you can see, I've connected the camera. I've decided to pop the Captain tape across that area as well to protect the electrics, because when that positions down onto the little buttons there's not a lot of clearance in this. I don't know if this stuff is conductive, but if it is, it could short out, so that'll add a bit of protection in it. Another thing that the instructions have forgotten to tell you is to take out the battery out of the case. It's just sitting with a bit of double-sided tape. You just simply prise it out, so it's not a big problem, but that is missing in the instructions. It also doesn't tell you how to connect it to the board itself, so we'll have a bit of a play with that in a second and see what we come up with. I've grabbed the double-sided tape. I've put a bit on the bottom, which is sitting over the Captain tape underneath, and 3M sitting there. I haven't taken off this cover yet, and you can see the battery will connect quite nicely, quite easily. I'm assuming that's how it goes, because when you look at the instructions, it's showing you the strip across the top here, so I'm guessing that's how it's fitted. Anyway, on to the next bit and see how we go. We're up to 11. Assemble front and side panels as shown. Okay, well, let's see what happens next. Okay, I've had to take the battery off because it doesn't fit in there too good, but this part is assembled, a little bit fiddly. So I'll go to the next set of instructions, which is assemble front and side panels as shown. Okay, so what I might do, we'll pop them in and see what happens. Down to the last little bit at the moment. I won't pick it up because it's fiddly as all heck and it'll probably spring apart. So we're down to the very last one, which is the assembly completed by placing the back plate on. That's it, back panel, 4 screws, and hopefully it'll all work when I put it back together and power it up. It's not the easiest of things to put together, not the hardest either, but the problem I've got with mine is the battery doesn't fit 100%, so it does cause a bit of an issue. So I've managed to squeeze it back in. As you can also see, I've put the Captain tape around the connector there, so hopefully that'll work. I'll assemble it and we'll take footage with it and see what... Okay, one thing I've come across is when you're trying to hold this thing together, the little rubber plugs that fit into here are a devil of a thing. They're really hard to hold in place while you're trying to assemble it all. So the easiest way that I've come up with is just grab a little bit of duct tape, which is what I'm using here. Just pop the duct tape across the little holes there, pop the rubber in, squeeze it in place, and it locks it in nicely for you, so you can actually assemble it quite easily. Okay, and here we are. It's all assembled. Went together quite well actually. It's not bad at all. Of course we want to make certain that it's still working, and that's always a good sign to see some lights flashing. So there we go. It's yeah, still going nicely. We'll pop it in a feed in a few seconds and see what happens.